Problems are popping up in Hermon. After 4 town board resignations 3 weeks ago, some bills are now not getting paid and funding not being approved for some things. 7 News reporter Sean Brinda has examples of this for us tonight and how a fix could be coming soon.
The town of Hermon is still without an active town board. That could soon change. County Legislator Larry Denisha tells 7 News County Board Chair David Forsyth notified lawmakers by text that Governor Hochul may soon appoint 2 interim members. That would put the town back in business.
He had received a call from the governor's office and that they anticipated the appointments would be made within the next week or so.
Back in March, 3 town council members and the supervisor stepped down, leaving just 1 council member. With no board majority, problems are starting to come up, like funding for the community's Hepburn Library.
It's been scary. We went without payroll, because we didn't know there's no signers on the accounts. No bills are being paid. We're still doing our vouchers through the library, but our light bill, our fuel bill, nothing's being paid because there's no signer to do it.
The Hermon Volunteer Fire Department is also affected. A contract and payment for the department has yet to be signed by the town board, and it's overdue.
It was on the table to be signed the February 27th meeting. And with the meeting getting shut down with everything that happened with the council, the payment never got issued.
While town employees are getting paid through direct deposit, other major projects like an area-wide water infrastructure project can't move forward. Sean Brinda, 7 News.